Thank you very much. Okay, time. Dear judges, welcome. Today, I get to share my stance on specialty coffee. So please, relax and enjoy this moment with me. Before being my judges, you are my guests. I was raised and lived between two worlds, France and the Indian Ocean, in Mauritius and Reunion Island. Different cultures, different lifestyles, but one thing I found there in common, coffee. On one side, the espresso, short and intense, enjoyed on a terrace. On the other, a warm cup of traditionally brewed coffee, shared around the table with the pan-roasted coffee perfume flowing in the background. I quickly understood that coffee was more than just a drink. It carries history, traditions, and a unique way of bringing people together. I found this same connection in Cezve, carefully prepared, slowly enjoyed, and rich in tradition. For me, it combines the relaxing French coffee break with the gentle coffee ritual of old generation islanders. I wanted to offer you a coffee that reminds me of all those tropical fruits I used to eat there. So I chose this coffee from Los Nogales Farm in Colombia. Anibal Diaz grows orange bourbon, a coffee that continues the legacy of Reunion's bourbon coffee. But there, in Huela, at 1900 meters, on a volcanic ground, this varietal gains a beautiful citric acidity that reminds me of passion fruits. Once harvested, those cherries undergo a thermal chardonnay process to create intense tropical fruit flavors and a rich body. Now, how does it work? First, the cherries are immersed in a 80-degree hot bath before being cooled down in cold water. This breaks down the sugars. Then, they are depulped and gently pressed to collect their juice for 120-hour mosto fermentation. This enhances the acidity and creates unique aromas. Finally, they are sun-dried for 15 days to complete their flavor profile before being sent to our roastery. The coffee was roasted 6 days ago, starting with frozen green beans to lengthen the roast, enhance the clarity, and also allow me to serve you a sweeter cup without roast flavors. Now, this leads us to our simple Cezve recipe. I'm using 15 grams of coffee for 90 grams of water set to 30 ppm. This ratio, along with the water, gives the perfect balance between the bright acidity and the rich sweetness of the orange bourbon. The extraction time is between 2 minutes and 2 minutes and a half. I started with room temperature water to gently increase the heat and reduce the bitterness of the final cup. I will ask you to please evaluate the crema, but wait for my instructions before tasting. Here's for you. And here's for you. Please, write down, when hot, you will find a medium-high acidity, a medium-high sweetness, and a medium-low bitterness. For the tactile, you will get a juicy texture, with a medium weight. And for the flavors, you will get mango, passion fruit, fermented dark chocolate, and an aftertaste on honeysuckle. When warm, the acidity will become bright and vibrant. For the texture, it will still juicy with a lighter weight. And for the flavor notes, mango will turn into pineapple with that same passion fruit and fermented dark chocolate with an aftertaste on elder flowers. Please remember not to drink yet. I will let you know when. First, we are going to talk about my signature Cezve. For my signature Cezve, I was inspired by the French part of my journey and those pastries we often eat on terrace. So I chose to create a liquid pastry, showcasing the beautiful complex tropical notes of the orange bourbon in a different light. For each drink, I'm preparing a single Cezve, using 15 grams of coffee for 90 grams of water, set to 30 ppm. Sorry, let's repeat. For this drink, I'm preparing two single Cezve, using 15 grams of coffee for 60 grams of water, set to 30 ppm. Changing the ratio enhances the acidity. And for the same purpose, I'm going to use 70 degrees preheated water to speed up the extraction time in the ovoli. To my eyes, using the ovoli was absolutely necessary to uphold this centuries-old tradition that is Cezve. And once they will be done, I will filter them to improve the clarity and the texture of the final drink. Now, let's move to my other ingredients. For these drinks, I will heat in Cezves my ingredients under different fermentations. Lacto fermentation, originating from Europe. Crosso fermentation, originating from Japan. And of course, my Mosto fermented orange bourbon, inspired by traditional Mediterranean winemaking practices. First, I'm adding 13 grams of vanilla and sweet potato lacto fermentation brine, prepared using 0.1 part vanilla, 1 part sweet potato, and 2 parts water, with 1% of salt of the total weight, left to ferment for 15 days. This, combined with the tropical flavors of my orange bourbon, will create a complex, sweet, and acidic compound, as in a fine pastry. Then, I'm adding 5 grams per drink of pitaya crosso fermentation. Prepared using 1 part pitaya and 1 part sugar, left to ferment for 10 days. This, in combination with sorry, this in combination with the other ingredients will create a new note of berries and a rounder mouthfeel. Finally, I'm adding 15 grams per drink of aquafaba fermented, infused, not fermented, infused with passion fruits. Prepared using 2 parts aquafaba, 1 part passion fruit before being filtered. You can please, explanations about it. So it will intensify the pastry-like texture of the drink, but also the smooth acidity on tropical notes. You can please now enjoy your hot Cezve. Are you back with me? Now, I'm going to finalize those ingredients by heating them in Cezve. This will start to caramelize the sugars to create that pastry-like flavor. And in combination with my coffee, it will create a new note of blueberry muffin. Once they're hot, I will pour them into my cups along with my filtered Cezve. And I will use electric whisk to create a rich, foamy, vegan pastry-like flavor and texture. So now they're hot. I am going to pour them into my cups. And you can please now enjoy your lukewarm Cezve. Are you back with me? Now, I'm adding the key elements of my drinks, my filtered Cezve. And now, please write down. For this signature Cezve, you will find a 40 degrees warm drink with a rich and foamy texture and a medium weight. For the flavor notes, you will find blueberry muffin, butterscotch, tropical fruits, and for the balance, you will get a medium high acidity, a high sweetness, and a medium low bitterness. But before you taste the final drink, I want to thank you, because today, more than just coffee, I got to share with you my story and my journey. Our experience in different cultures and traditions allowed me to grow both as a person and as a barista. And also to create something new based on these traditions, much like fermentations that can be realized in many different ways, depending on the origin and the cultural heritage. But that can perfectly match in a cup of coffee. Today, we created connection between cultures and traditions as I learned to connect with people through coffee. So as it is said in La Réunion, ça vous a petit café, la vie est plus douce avec ça. Enjoy your coffee, life is sweeter with it. Please enjoy. Please enjoy. Thank you very much. Time.